Most people who come into $1 million are broke within 5 years. This channel has studied exactly how the wealthy convert large sums into permanent income. And what we found will change every financial decision you make from this moment forward. Stay until the end, because the last section reveals the exact number your portfolio needs to hit before you can stop working forever. And it is probably not what you think. Most people do exactly what every instinct tells them to do. With $1 million, they spend it. The new house, the new car, the vacation, the family members who suddenly appear with urgent needs, the investment that a friend of a friend guarantees will triple the money in 18 months. And 5 years later, the million is gone, and the only thing that changed permanently is the tax bill. This video is not about how to spend $1 million. This is about the specific, mathematically precise way to convert $1 million into income that pays you every single month for the rest of your life without ever touching the principal. Income that grows over time. Income that survives recessions, market crashes, and inflation. Income that your children inherit and that continues paying them after you are gone. And the principles I am about to show you are not just for people who suddenly have $1 million. They work the same way whether you have $1 million today or you are building toward it over the next 20 years. The system is identical. Only the timeline is different. The first and most important decision is this. Stop thinking of the $1 million as money you have. Start thinking of it as a machine you own, a machine that produces income. And your entire relationship with that million from the moment it arrives is about one thing only: keeping the machine running and making it more powerful over time. The moment you spend $1 of the principal, you are not spending money. You are dismantling part of the machine. You are permanently reducing its output capacity. A machine that produced $50,000 per year now produces $49,500. That missing $500 per year, compounded over 30 years, is not $15,000 of lost income. It is $56,000 of lost production that the machine will never recover. This is why the first and most non-negotiable rule is the principal is untouchable. You live on the output. You never consume the machine itself. Now let us talk about what the machine actually produces. $1 million invested in a diversified portfolio of dividend-paying assets generates a yield of approximately 4 to 5% per year in current market conditions. That is $40,000 to $50,000 per year in income produced by the machine without selling a single share, without touching the principal, without doing anything except owning the assets and collecting what they produce. Before you react to that number, I need you to understand two things that most people miss completely. The first is that this income is passive. It arrives whether you work or not, whether you are healthy or sick, whether the economy is growing or contracting. The average American works approximately 2,000 hours per year to earn their income. This income requires 0 hours. The effective hourly rate of $40,000 per year in passive income is infinite because it costs no hours to produce. The second is that this income grows. The companies and assets producing your dividends grow their revenues over time and increase their dividends. The S&P 500 has historically increased dividend payments at approximately 6 to 7% per year over the long term, which means your $40,000 of year one income becomes $42,800 in year two, $45,700 in year three, and compounds upward from there, not because you did anything, but because the machine is becoming more powerful while you sleep. Now let us build the actual portfolio. 60% of the $1,600,000 goes into a broad market index fund, VOO, or SPY4, S&P 500 exposure. This is the core engine. 500 of the largest companies in America, automatically diversified. Historical returns of approximately 10% per year, including dividend reinvestment, expense ratio so low it is essentially free to own. This portion is primarily about long-term growth and capital appreciation that protects the purchasing power of the principal against inflation over decades. 20%, $200,000, goes into dividend-focused funds like SCHD or VYM that specifically select companies with strong and growing dividend payment histories. These currently yield between 3 and 4% annually, providing more immediate income than the broad index while maintaining quality and diversification. The remaining 20%, $200,000, goes into real estate investment trusts. REITs own income-producing real estate and are legally required to distribute at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders. This creates dividend yields typically between 4 and 6%. A third income stream, not correlated with stock market performance, that adds inflation protection through real estate appreciation. Together, these three layers produce approximately $42,000 to $48,000 per year in dividend income at current yields. Grow that income at 6 to 7% annually and maintain the purchasing power of the original million against inflation over decades. Now, let us talk about how you actually live on this. The dividend income is your floor, not your ceiling. It is the guaranteed, unconditional, always available minimum the machine produces regardless of what is happening in the economy or in your life. Above that floor, you have complete freedom to work, to create, to build, not because you have to, but because you choose to. When your floor is covered, when your essential expenses are paid by income that requires nothing from you, everything else becomes optional. You take the consulting project because it interests you. You start the business because you believe in it. You build the thing you always wanted to build from a position of complete financial security rather than desperation. This is what $1 million actually buys when handled correctly. Not a bigger house, not a more expensive car. It buys the permanent removal of financial desperation from every decision you make for the rest of your life. And that is the most valuable thing money can purchase. Now, the 3 mistakes that destroy this system entirely. The first is lifestyle inflation that exceeds dividend income growth. If your income grows 6% per year, but your lifestyle grows 8%, you will eventually be forced to consume the principal. The rule is non-negotiable. Your lifestyle expense growth rate must never exceed your dividend income growth rate. The second is panic selling during market downturns. When the market drops 30 or 40%, as it will again, the dividend income from quality assets does not drop proportionally. During 2008, the S&P 500 fell approximately 50% in price, but dividend payments fell only 20% and recovered within 2 years. The person who held through the crash kept collecting and came out the other side with more income than before. The person who so locked in a loss permanently and missed the entire recovery. The third is chasing yield. There is a temptation to load up on the highest paying assets, certain REITs and funds, yielding 8, 9, 10%. High yield almost always means higher risk and lower dividend growth. A portfolio yielding 4% today with 6% annual dividend growth doubles its income in approximately 10 years. A portfolio yielding 10% today with flat dividends loses real value every year to inflation. Growth beats yield over every meaningful time horizon. Now the number I promised at the beginning. The exact number your portfolio needs to hit before you can stop working forever. It is not $1 million for everyone. It is 25 times your annual essential expenses. This is called the 4% rule, the mathematically validated safe withdrawal rate that allows a portfolio to sustain indefinite withdrawals without depleting the principal over a 30-year or longer retirement period. If your essential annual expenses are $40,000, your number is $1 million. If your essential expenses are $60,000, your number is $1, 500,000. If your essential expenses are $80,000, your number is $2 million. That is the number, not someone else's number. Yours, calculated from your actual life. And every dollar you invest today is a dollar moving you closer to a portfolio that covers your floor permanently. Whether that happens from winning $1 million or building toward it one contribution at a time. The machine works the same either way. The only variable is how long it takes to build it. If this video changed the way you think about what $1 million means, and what it can actually do. Hit that like button and subscribe. We post every week with financial content that changes decisions rather than just informing them. Drop a comment below. What is your number? I read every single one. See you in the next one.